So if you spend any time at all in the city of Phoenix, or maybe you read or research about the city of Phoenix, or you drive around the city of Phoenix, maybe even in one of those driverless Waymo cars, you would know there are big changes happening to the Phoenix area, developmental changes, big changes that will structure the future of the Phoenix area when it comes to transportation, jobs, the local economy, and the list goes on and on. So in this video, we're going to break down some of these big, impactful changes that are happening around the greater Phoenix area so that you are fully informed. But if you would like to chat with me or any of my team members about anything real estate related or everything Phoenix, just go ahead and call me at 480-660-5974. Reach out to the contact information below. We'd be happy to speak with you one-on-one about any concerns or questions you have regarding Phoenix. Now, before we dive into any of these big impactful changes that are happening in and around the Phoenix area, I think it's important to know several things. So we're going to answer about 5 simple questions about each project so that you know exactly what it entails. The first one we're going to answer is, what is it? The second one is going to be, when will it be built? The third one will be why it's being built or happening. The fourth is, where is it? And the fifth one is, how will it benefit us as Phoenicians? So it's the good old when, where, how, why, what. There you go. The first major change happening is the Pinal County transportation. Now, there are several things going on with Pinal County, but the main thing to know is that there is a lot, a ton of development, new development happening in Pinal County. There is so much land, and land is cheaper to be built on and developed, that a lot of major corporations are taking advantage of, and they are building manufacturer plants, industrial distribution plants and centers, and so on and so forth in this area of town. But you have to have transportation in order to do so. Furthermore, you have the second largest city in Tucson, sitting about an hour to an hour and a half drive, depending on where you are in the Phoenix area, south of Phoenix. And there is a ton of traffic that goes along the I-10 interstate that connects Phoenix to Tucson. So the state is working on a $1 billion expansion of the I-10 connecting Phoenix to Tucson. And specifically, there's been a $95 million grant that the U.S. Federal Department of Transportation that has given the state of Arizona to be able to expand a 26-mile stretch just south of Phoenix, and about 120,000 cars pass on that little 26-mile stretch of I-10 every single day. Now, there's been a lot of wrecks recently, and some larger deadly wrecks that have happened, and the critics say that it's because there's too much traffic in too little lanes on this stretch. So hopefully this expansion of I-10 will not only make it safer, but will actually help expand for the new workforce that's going to be coming to Pinal County. Now, currently they say that Pinal has about 210,000 people as a workforce in that county area right now, but that's going to grow significantly over the next several years with all the new jobs coming to this area. Now, if you move further north and east from the I-10 area, you have this little section south of the Interstate 60 that is called State Route 24. This is a new state route, or otherwise known as an interstate. So they are trying to add additional transportation, knowing the future planning that is intact. So you have about 3,000 acres of state land that is going to be developed in the future surrounding this area to the east of Eastmark, the Mesa Santan area. And currently, State Route 24 has actually expanded all the way to Ironwood Street, but in the future, it's poised to be extended even further, possibly connecting all the way out to the Interstate 60 as the Interstate 60 heads southeast. Now, I mentioned a lot of companies are building new plants down here. Most notably, you have Lucid Motors down in Casa Grande that is expanding as they are just getting ready to roll out their new SUV at some point here in the near future. And then you have LG. Now, we all know life's good, right? LG, the manufacturer of many things, but this is specifically a battery plant for electric vehicles. So this is a huge plant that's going up right there off the State Route 24 at the edge of the Queen Creek Santan Valley area. In fact, Arizona expects so many new jobs to be wanted that they've actually created a new program, Future 48 Workforce Accelerator, which is a $30 million initiative to actually build out 6 new advanced manufacturing facilities across Arizona to be able to train and build up a workforce strong enough to be able to handle all these new age manufacturing jobs. So as you can see, Pinal County is poised to be a huge employment center for a lot of different manufacturing jobs in the future, but you have to have the transportation right in order to make sure that works out well and people can get to their job in a timely fashion. So keep on a lookout for that. Moving on, the next one is going to be the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport area. Now, there's no secret, guys, this is expanding. It already has one commercial airline, Allegiant Airlines out of Las Vegas, actually flies into and only into and out of Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. It does not go to Sky Harbor, the main international airport for Phoenix. So you have that going on. You have a lot of private aviation that is going in and out of that airport. And as this area in Pinal County, just to the east and the south, continues to explode over the next 15 to 20 years, this airport will as well. There's an initiative right now where they're already building out a brand new terminal to this airport already. And now they have many of industrial parks and other industrial buildings around this airport. They are surrounding specifically to make it very similar, modeled after the Scottsdale Air Park, which is currently number 2 largest employment center in all of Phoenix outside of the downtown Phoenix area. So this is an area to really watch. And as you continue to maybe buy real estate or live in this area, you're going to continue to see home values probably increase over time. But because you have a lot of new construction that will be occurring as well, it could be a slower process. But again, we know right now in Arizona, we are undersupplied for single family homes. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out in the future. Now, staying in the East Valley, the next thing we're going to talk about is the district downtown Chandler. Guys, that's right. Chandler, Arizona is one of America's most exploding suburbs across the entire country. It's growing so fast and people are coming there in droves. It is a phenomenal place to call home. The downtown Chandler area is already kind of a quaint, cool, newer area with breweries and restaurants and coffee shops. The walkability score is really good when you're in the downtown Chandler area. So this project would actually be a piggyback to make the downtown district of Chandler even bigger and badder. The district downtown would be developed in multiple phases on nearly 45 acres just north of the Loop 202. You're looking at a vertical build out of commercial plans, including 2 hotels and a multifamily component. There'd also be office buildings, an auto dealership, and other things as well. So this would be a great project for a suburb that's really come onto the scene strong, not just in Arizona, but on a national scale. Okay, now the city of Peoria is getting in on the action in a big way. That's right, guys. Peoria is a suburb located in the Northwest Valley of Phoenix, and they are going to take advantage, as they should, of all of the activity that is now being spurred in this area of the valley from, you guessed it, the Taiwan Semiconductor manufacturing plant. That's right, guys. This is the only plant outside of Taiwan that is now going to be fully functional, creating semiconductors, chips, etc., etc. And it is huge, guys. The initial investment on this plant was going to be about $40 billion. It now has increased to well over $60 billion as they keep adding more and more on to this plant, I think for a lot of good reasons. So now Taiwan Semiconductor is actually located in the city of Phoenix. It is located in North Phoenix, just on the west side of the I-17 by the 303 Loop interstate. And in its own right, it is bringing so much to that area of town. There's going to be an entire campus, a tech campus surrounding the entire TSMC plant, which is going to be huge. They're actually trying to model it after the headquarters in Taiwan because that's how they have it set up. But specifically for this big change in Phoenix, I'm referring to the regional development hub between the 303 and the SR-74. So the city of Peoria said, wow, our border butts up to the city of Phoenix border right there on the east side. And so we're not that far from the TSMC plant. And so because the 303 loop runs all the way across into our city, we're going to take advantage of all the suppliers and the activity coming off of this TSMC new plant. So the city is looking to turn about 6,700 acres of state land into a regional economic development hub with a land designation called the Peoria Innovation Core. This land flanks both sides of the Loop 303, and it's going to be used to recruit and retain companies from all over the world to bring them into one singular area when it comes to tech and defense. The city of Peoria is looking to also cash in on another area of land that is just south along the 303 that they're going to call North Peoria Gateway, that they're looking to have be a mixed use plot of land, again trying to attract all kinds of different businesses and corporations to put their business along that 303 loop hub. And with this, the city of Peoria also wants to create a air park. Sound familiar? Scottsdale has done the original with the Scottsdale Air Park, the second largest employer in the entire Phoenix area. And now obviously the Gateway Mesa Airport is looking to get in action, and so is the Peoria Air Park now as well. They're looking to build out that in the future to support all the employees and people who will live in this area that may want to come in some sort of transportation flying besides commercial airlines. And to support this, the city of Peoria has also given approval for over 30,000 residential permits in this area up by the 303 loop. extensive over the next 5, 10, 15 years. Okay, now let's pivot over to healthcare. Let's talk about the new $70 million hospital that the Mayo Clinic is building right on their campus in Phoenix. See, the Mayo Clinic owns a parcel that they bought in 2021 that's a 228-acre parcel of land. They've already allocated 120 acres of that to the Discovery Oasis Biotech Innovation Hub, which will be a joint venture between Mayo Clinic, Arizona State University, and maybe several other companies. But that's gonna be built on the north side of the land parcel, just south of the Loop 101. This is gonna be absolutely incredible because just on the east side of that parcel, that's where the new $70 million hospital is going to be built. It's called Brooks Rehabilitation Hospital. Now, Brooks also has a facility at the Jacksonville, Florida Mayo Clinic campus, and now they are expanding for the first time outside of the state of Florida over into Arizona to be able to service a lot of the patients that get their treatment at the Mayo Clinic. They'll have to do a hop, skip, and a jump right over to the Brooks Rehab Hospital and get the world-class care they need right there next to each other. This Discovery Oasis area has engaged more than 275 companies because they're looking for the right mix of biotech manufacturing, diagnostics, therapeutics, and AI-driven solutions in healthcare. So this is a lot of high-paying jobs that will be created right there in the Mayo Clinic campus area. Now moving over to the city of Glendale. You know Glendale had to get on in the action. So Glendale has the Westgate area where the Arizona Cardinals play their home games. Now you also have the Phoenix counties who played in this Westgate area as well, but they moved on looking for a new home in the Phoenix area, and of course we know how that story went. They couldn't find a home, so they moved to Salt Lake City. But this area is vibrant. You have a lot of great restaurants and places to shop and things to do. You have a Desert Diamond Casino, which is huge right in this area as well. And now you're gonna have the VAI Resort. Okay, so what is that? Kelly, it's just a resort. Doesn't Arizona have a lot of resorts? Well, they do, but this resort is special. It's unique in several different ways. Number one, this whole area also has the Mattel Adventure Park. That's significant because, believe it or not, even with the good weather, I know it's hot some of the year, but with the good weather, Phoenix does not have a large amusement park. Can you believe that? No big thrill rides, roller coasters, no Six Flags, none of that. So Mattel Adventure Park will be a smaller version of that. It won't be a big one like Six Flags, but it's gonna have some roller coasters and be a very fun adventure amusement park to attend. And as part of the VAI Resort, you have a beachfront area. That's right, when you go out to the pool, it won't be a pool at a normal resort. It's going to be a beach with sand similar to an ocean or maybe more like a lake, but nonetheless, it will give you a feel like you're potentially somewhere outside of the desert. Other major features of this resort will include over 1,100 rooms across 4 hotel towers, a large amphitheater and concert venue with a capacity for 11,000 people, and a 5-acre swimming feature and luxury shopping and dining. So if Westgate hasn't put Glendale on the map already, the VAI Resort and all the area right around it will. So now we're gonna hop over to the city of Scottsdale. You know Scottsdale has a lot going on, so there's a lot to choose from, but arguably the biggest project going on that's gonna shape the North Scottsdale area for quite some time is the One Scottsdale project. Now this is 120 acres that's rectangular in shape, sitting just north of the 101. And this is also located in the area affectionately known as the Scottsdale Corporate Corridor because a lot of semiconductors and manufacturing jobs, tech jobs are coming to this area. You have Amcor that sits just to the south of 101 by the new Optima McDowell Mountain Village, which is going to be a enormous luxury condo development. It's a $1 billion project that's going to have over 1,300 units to lease or buy in this area with over 36,000 square feet of commercial and retail space. And as mentioned, just to the east is the new headquarters of Amcor that's in the process of being developed and built. This is going to bring over 2,000 high-paying tech jobs right to this area as Amcor is a Dutch multinational semiconductor company. But back to the One Scottsdale project, this project is going to be incredible. It's multi-use, mixed use with some residential, multifamily, and some commercial space as well. So there'll be a lot to offer right there in the northeast corner of the Scottsdale Road and 101 exit. Oh, and just the east, not to mention the Cavison project, which has 3 large glass Class A buildings anchored by Nationwide and Choice Hotels with restaurants and a future $400 million hospital by Banner Health going in there as well. So this little section right there north of the 101 is going to explode, and that's why it's called the Scottsdale Corporate Corridor. Whew, that was a lot going on, and that's just scratching the surface of the larger projects happening within the greater Phoenix area. Guys, the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, the GPEC, has over 240 companies on application right now looking to or exploring the process of moving a portion of their company or their headquarters to the greater Phoenix metro area over the next several years. Will that all happen? Probably not, but the fact there's that much interest in this area is poised to keep Phoenix's local economy humming for the next decade to come. If you have any questions about anything real estate related for the Phoenix area, we would love to help. We've been selling real estate for over 19 years in the Phoenix area, and we would love to chat with you at your convenience. Call me at 480-660-5974 or reach out to us through the Calendly link below or the email. Thanks so much, guys. We'd be honored to talk to you at your convenience. Give us a call or text anytime. It doesn't matter, and we'll get right back to you. Don't forget, call me.